What's up, everyone? Today we're doing something a little different and exciting. We're hitting the road across America to uncover how Coca-Cola's decision to cut back on corn syrup is shaking up the heartland in unexpected ways. This isn't just about soda, it's about the families and communities who grow our food and shape our country. We'll meet the farmers, hear their stories, and see the real impact of corporate decisions on small towns across the Midwest. If you care about real people and real stories, hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey together. Let's get started. Our first stop is Iowa, America's corn capital. Here, the land stretches for miles, a patchwork of green and gold, feeding not just the state, but the entire nation. For generations, these fields have been the backbone of rural America, supporting families, communities, and local economies. But being number one in corn comes with a heavy burden. When a giant like Coca-Cola changes course, the ripple effect is immediate and devastating. Suddenly, the demand that once seemed endless dries up, leaving farmers with mountains of unsold grain and no clear path forward. We met John, a third-generation farmer whose family has worked this land for nearly a century. Today he stands in front of silos overflowing with corn, each kernel a reminder of a promise unfulfilled. John's hands, rough and weathered, cradle the corn he can't sell. Farming is all about planning, he told us, his voice heavy with worry. When demand vanishes overnight, your whole year collapses. You feel powerless. The impact doesn't stop at the farm gate. The local supply store, once bustling with customers, now sits eerily quiet. The owner told us sales are down 40% and the shelves are gathering dust. He's had to let go of lifelong friends, employees who were like family. Each goodbye is a blow to the tight-knit fabric of this rural town. It's a chain reaction. When farmers struggle, the whole town feels it. Main Street businesses close, schools lose funding, and the sense of community begins to fray. At home, the stress is constant. John's wife, Sarah, worries about his health. He's up all night, crunching numbers, trying to save the farm for our kids, she confides, her eyes filled with concern. This isn't just a financial crisis, it's a mental health crisis. The weight of uncertainty keeps families awake, night after night, as they wonder what the future holds. John showed us a photo of his grandfather standing proudly in the same field decades ago. "I feel like I'm letting him down," he said, voice trembling. The legacy of generations hangs in the balance. The pain here is about more than money. It's about identity and legacy. For families like John's, farming isn't just a job, it's who they are, woven into their very sense of self. Iowa produces billions of bushels of corn each year, feeding livestock, fueling industries, and filling pantries across America. The scale is staggering, and so is the risk. A small change in demand sends shockwaves through the entire region. One decision in a corporate boardroom can upend thousands of lives in an instant. The resilience here is incredible, but everyone has a breaking point. Even the strongest communities can only bend so far before something breaks. As we leave Iowa, the stakes are clear. These aren't just numbers. They're families fighting to survive, to hold on to their homes, and to preserve a way of life that's been passed down for generations. Next stop, Illinois, where the crisis takes a new shape, but the human cost remains just as real. Welcome to Illinois, a state known for its vast and fertile farmlands. This is the Corn Belt's powerful right arm, a region that has long been the backbone of American agriculture. Here, the problem is surplus, mountains of corn with nowhere to go. The abundance is almost overwhelming, yet it brings with it a unique set of challenges. At a grain cooperative, Dave showed us a literal mountain of corn piled outside, storage overflowing. The sight is both impressive and troubling. "We call it a temporary pile," he said, "but it might be permanent." Prices have crashed and the market is in turmoil. Maria, a young farmer, is selling corn for less than it costs to grow. She's caught in a cycle of loss that seems unending. "Every bushel is a loss," she told us, her voice tinged with frustration and despair. The local economy is grinding to a halt. Tractor sales are down, and the once bustling dealerships now stand eerily quiet. The grocery store is struggling with fewer customers and dwindling supplies. Shelves that were once full are now sparsely stocked, and the town's tax revenue is shrinking, leading to budget cuts and reduced services. The impact is felt in every corner of the community. Maria had to sell land that had been in her family for 80 years just to keep planting. It was a heartbreaking decision, but a necessary one. The stress is everywhere. People are proud, but you can see the worry in their eyes. The community is holding on, but just barely. The local pastor says more people are seeking help than ever before. The emotional toll is as heavy as the financial one. Maria's brother wanted to come back to the farm, but she told him not to. She couldn't bear the thought of him facing the same struggles. "I don't want him to inherit this debt," she said, her eyes filled with tears. The weight of responsibility is immense. Farmers are trying to pivot, but switching crops isn't easy. Everything here is built for corn. The infrastructure, the equipment, the expertise, it's all geared towards one crop. The image of that mountain of surplus corn is burned into my mind, a symbol of a broken system. It's a stark reminder of the challenges facing rural America. Next, we head to Nebraska, where the ripple effects run even deeper. The journey continues, and so does the struggle. Nebraska's economy is woven with corn. When the market drops, the whole state feels it. We met the Petersons, a father and son fighting to keep their multi-generational farm afloat. Tom, the father, said, "We've seen bad years, but never like this. Their loans don't stop when prices crash." Mike, the son, showed us the books. "We're in the red, working 18-hour days and still losing money." The local equipment dealer's showroom is full, nobody's buying. He's laid off mechanics who now commute hours for minimum wage. The diner is only open for lunch. The mood in town is anxious and quiet. The Petersons have sold cattle and taken outside jobs just to keep the farm. The mayor fears the town could become a ghost town as young people leave for better opportunities. Mike said, "We do everything right, but we're crushed by decisions made far away." Tom looked out at his fields. "This land is all we have. If we lose it, we lose who we are." Nebraska's story is about survival and the fight to hold on to identity. Next, we travel to Minnesota, where adaptation is the name of the game. In Minnesota, diversity in farming offers hope, but not immunity. Here, the landscape is a patchwork of fields, corn, soybeans, oats, and even vegetables, each one a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of the people who work this land. But beneath the surface, the challenges are mounting and the future feels uncertain. The Olson family has farmed here since the 1800s. Their roots run deep, stretching back to a time when the land was first broken by hand and horse, and every harvest was a gamble with the weather. Now, 3 generations are trying to adapt. Each member brings a different perspective, shaped by the era they grew up in, but all are united by a fierce determination to keep the farm alive. Ingrid, the daughter, shifted part of their land to organic sweet corn, selling directly to local stores and markets. She's betting on quality and community connections, hoping that people will value food grown with care. Eric, her son, runs their social media and builds a local brand. He's a farmer and a marketer. He spends hours online telling their story, sharing photos of the harvest and answering questions from curious customers. It's more work for less security, but it's their way to survive. Every weekend, they load up the truck and head to the market, hoping for good weather and generous crowds. Lars, the grandfather, is proud but mourns the loss of the old ways. "This isn't the farming I know. Now it's half computers, half fields." He remembers when neighbors helped each other at harvest, and a handshake sealed a deal. The emotional toll is huge. The pressure to adapt, to keep up with technology, and to make ends meet weighs heavily on everyone. A rural counselor told us stress and depression among farmers is at an all-time high. Many feel isolated, caught between tradition and the relentless pace of change. Ingrid worries constantly about crops, pests, and whether enough people will buy at the market. She lies awake at night, running numbers in her head, wondering if this year will be the one they can't make it work. At the farmer's market, Eric faces customers who balk at higher prices. He tries to explain why their corn costs more than the supermarkets, but not everyone understands. He explains their costs, but it's a tough sell. Every conversation is a reminder of how hard it is to compete with industrial agriculture. Still, the Olsons find moments of joy, shared meals, laughter, and the satisfaction of working together. These small victories keep them going even when the odds seem stacked against them. The Olsons are fighting for a new future, but it's exhausting. Every day brings new challenges, but also a stubborn hope that things can get better. Lars showed us the original deed to the farm. "We survived the Dust Bowl, but this is different. It's a fight against a system that doesn't value us." His words hang in the air, heavy with history and heartache. As we leave, I feel hope for their resilience, but sorrow that it's so hard. The Olson story is one of courage, adaptation, and heartbreak. A reminder that behind every ear of corn or basket of vegetables, there's a family fighting to survive. Our last stop, Indiana, where innovation takes surprising forms. Indiana, the crossroads of America, is at a turning point. Here, innovation means more than changing crops, it means changing everything. The Clarks converted part of their corn farm into a solar energy project. Now my cash crop is sunshine, David Clark told us. But this decision split the family. His father sees the solar panels as a betrayal of their farming heritage. Across Indiana, some see renewables as a lifeline, others as the end of farming. At a town hall, the debate was passionate and divisive. We also met farmers growing specialty corn for a local distillery, stable income but risky and limited. Another group formed a cooperative to build their own ethanol plant, trying to capture more value from their corn. Susan, their leader, said, "We have to try something. Waiting for the market to save us is a death sentence." Every solution, solar, specialty crops, processing, comes with risks and tough choices. Coca-Cola's decision forced Indiana's farmers to rethink their future and identity. As we leave, it's clear these choices will shape the heartland for generations. Thank you for joining us on this journey through America's heartland. We've seen how one corporate decision can ripple through families, towns, and entire states. These stories aren't just about corn, they're about survival, heritage, and hope. If you believe these voices matter, please subscribe and help us shine a light on real issues. Your support builds a community that values dignity and truth. Every subscription is a vote for deeper stories and real people. Thank you for watching, thank you for caring, and I'll see you in the next video.